Before I went back to my hometown for the spring festival, I put in the pond of my villa a few hungry giant snapping turtles. In the study, I raised a ferocious Komodo dragon and a nest of highly venomous red-headed centipedes, then waited quietly for my ex-girlfriend to break in. In my past life, when I went back to my hometown for the festival, she brought her whole family to crash at my villa. They not only slept in my master bedroom, drank my premium red wine, plus her two spoiled little nephew brats broke all my collectible figures in the study. When I held her responsible for the damage, Suya tried to morally blackmail me. She even started a live stream pretending to slit her wrist, crying that over a few stupid toys, I was intentionally driving her to her death. Netizens who didn't know the truth hated me to the core. They cyberbullied me and got my company trashed. Some deranged, fanatical fans ambushed me in the underground parking lot and stabbed me multiple times with a sharp knife. I lost too much blood as a result and died miserably in a pool of blood. I was reborn in this life. Right after I broke up with Suya, I immediately moved all my precious collectible figures to another apartment I owned overnight. Then I put into the pond in the yard a few ferocious giant snapping turtles. I also arranged for the study to have Komodo dragons and red-headed centipedes. I specially hung on the front door a very noticeable red warning sign, which clearly stated that there were dangerous pets inside. No entry allowed. Unauthorized entry. At your own risk. But I know her way too well. I know she'd definitely pick the lock and get in. This is a luxury villa worth tens of millions of yuan. It's enough for her to show off on WeChat moments for ages, since she insists on spending New Year at my place. I'll give her a new year she'll never forget. Everything was ready. I locked all the doors and windows, turned on the whole house surveillance system, made sure every corner was under my control, then drove out of the villa complex. After driving 10 kilometers away, I stayed at a hotel in the highway service area, turned on my phone and connected to the villa's surveillance. The empty mansion on the screen was dead silent. The pond in the yard glistened in the light. Who would have thought, under that calm water surface, lethal danger was lurking right there. 7 p.m. on Chinese New Year's Eve. I was having a big, delicious dinner. My phone suddenly vibrated with a notification. The surveillance footage showed that a beat-up van stopped at the villa gate. The door opened. Suya got out first in high heels. Sumu carried bags and bags of luggage. Father Su carried a box of cheap liquor. Two boys around 7 or 8 years old ran excitedly towards the villa gate. "Mom, look how fancy this villa is." I'm telling you, he definitely broke up with me on purpose. He's just playing hard to get, "This house will be mine sooner or later." This is a mansion worth tens of millions. Yaya, you're so lucky. The sign says there are cute pets inside. Aren't there any dangerous animals here? I dated him for so long. He never even had a cat. He probably just didn't want people sneaking in, so he put that sign up to scare everyone. Hello? Is this Master Wang? I'm the person who asked you to unlock a lock last time. Yeah, I forgot my keys at home again. Can you come over here for a bit? Yep, same villa as last time. I stared at the monitor with a cold sneer. She tricked the locksmith the exact same way last life, lying that she forgot her keys. But this time I turned on HD screen recording on purpose, to save this damning piece of evidence. Thanks for your trouble, Master. I'm the lady of this house. I forgot my keys inside. Wow, this house is so big. Wow. Thank you, Master. This is my boyfriend's house. We're getting married soon. I sat in my hotel room and slowly poured myself a glass of red wine. Welcome to hell. Suya, the fun is just getting started. Mom? Put your stuff in the master bedroom. That bed is the most comfortable. Dad, the wine cabinet is in the dining room. Pick whatever you like to drink. This kid sure spends money like water. Dad, that bottle of wine costs over 20,000 yen. Then let's drink this one first. Mother Sue took melon seeds and peanuts out of her bag. The whole family just casually sat on the sofa and started cracking melon seeds, spitting the shells all over the floor. I gripped my wine glass a little tighter, took a deep breath, and told myself to stay calm. The best part is yet to come. After Suya ate for a while, suddenly something clicked in her head. Took out her phone and set up a selfie stick. Hey girls, I'm going live now. Wow, Yaya, you're not streaming from your usual spot today. Where are you right now? This house is so huge and fancy. Guys, this is my boyfriend's villa. He knows he messed up and has been begging me to get back together. He even gave me the keys to this house. I let out a cold snort. That's exactly how he tricked people in my past life. He even framed me as a desperate simp chasing after him. Your boyfriend treats you so well? This house must cost tens of millions, right? Yeah, you're so lucky. Let me show you the open kitchen here. Isn't it super big and bright? Then I push open the glass door over here. Wow, a private gym. They have every kind of equipment you can think of. Grandma, I want to play in the yard. Go ahead, honey. Don't run too far. Wow, look at that pool. All the lights are on. It's so pretty. That's such a huge swimming pool. It looks like there are big turtles inside too. Grandma, I want to swim. Me too, I want to go catch the turtles too. It's the middle of winter. The water must be freezing. It's not cold, it's not cold. Steam's coming off the pool. It must be temperature controlled. Rich people's pools are usable all year round. No matter what season it is, guys, look how big this yard is. This will be my home from now on. You're all welcome to come visit. Grandpa, help me take off my clothes quick. All right, Grandpa's got you. But you can only splash around near the edge. Don't swim too far, okay? I sat in my hotel room, watching the surveillance feed, and slowly put down my wine glass. Those rock-like dark shadows in the pool were swimming faster and faster. Those giant snapping turtles had been starved for 3 whole days. They were extremely aggressive. And right on the edge of going berserk, Sue's father helped the older kid strip down to just his shorts. The younger kid bounced excitedly on the bank. Suya was still wrapped up in her live stream interactions, completely unaware of the deadly danger right beside her. I stared intently at the screen, the corner of my mouth slowly curving up. Come on, let's see how long your whole family can keep partying in my villa. The older kid stood by the edge of the pool and tentatively dipped his foot in the water. 3, 2, 1. Wow, it's not cold. It's actually warm water. As soon as he said that, he jumped and splashed right into the pool. Water splashed everywhere. The kid splashed around in the water, laughing happily. The younger kid watched jealously from the bank and wanted to get in too. Sue's father stood by the pool smiling and reminding them, "Slow down! Don't choke on the water." From the underwater surveillance camera, I could clearly see those dark shadows, quickly closing in on the kid in the water. Giant snapping turtles don't just have incredible bite force. They're also extremely sensitive to vibrations in the water. Starved for 3 days. They were like wild animals that caught the scent of meat. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Suddenly, the older kid's laughter turned into a blood-curdling scream. He thrashed wildly in the water, slapping the water crazily with both hands. It looked like something heavy had clamped down on him and was yanking him hard under the water. The water surface turned red in an instant. "Help! Please help me!" Sue's father's face dropped instantly. He jumped into the water without thinking and grabbed his grandson's arm tight, pulling as hard as he could to get him up. But the giant snapping turtles under the water had completely gone berserk. Their huge iron clamp-like jaws were clamped tight on the kid's lower leg and even his thigh, and wouldn't let go no matter what. Let go of him. Sue's father pulled with all his might, while roaring in despair. Sue's mother heard the commotion and rushed out. When she saw the pool full of shocking blood, she collapsed to the ground in terror and started screaming shrilly. My grandson, Suya, was still holding her phone streaming. When she heard the screams, she whipped the camera around. Tens of thousands of viewers in the live stream witnessed this bloody, horrifying scene unfold in real time. "Oh my God, what is that monster? There's something under the water biting them. Call the police right now." The comment section blew up instantly. Suya was so scared she almost dropped her phone. She ran to the edge of the pool, staring at the churning blood-red water, and her family struggling desperately in despair. She froze completely on the spot. Father Sue exerted every last bit of his strength and paid the price of having one arm bitten so badly that it was covered in dripping blood. He finally dragged his grandson ashore by force, but the kid's 2 calves were already chewed up and bloody, covered in terrifying tearing wounds all over. The kid was in such extreme pain he nearly went into shock. He didn't even have the strength to cry or scream. Only faint twitches remained on his body. "Quick, grab a towel to stop the bleeding." Mother Sue panicked and ran into the house to look for a towel. Suya stood frozen in place, face deathly pale. "Call the police, hurry, call the police." She finally snapped back to her senses and was just about to pick up her phone to dial when she suddenly stopped like she'd been shocked. "Call the police." How am I supposed to explain to the police? Tell them I hired a locksmith without permission, to pick the lock and break into someone else's villa and use their pool without asking. We absolutely cannot call the police. Our grandson is hurt this badly. What are you standing there zoning out for? We can't call the police. This is trespassing on private property. If we call the cops, our whole family will get arrested and jailed. Suya's live stream was actually still running the whole time. Girls, you all saw that, right? He did this on purpose. He knew I was coming. He intentionally raised these bloodthirsty monsters in the pool. He just wants to kill my entire family. This man is so vicious. Just to get revenge on me, he won't even spare a little kid. What a scumbag. The live stream chat immediately erupted in outrage. Netizens who didn't know the truth started insulting me like crazy. Suya cried harder and harder as she performed, shifting all the blame completely onto me. I sat in my hotel room and turned on my computer calmly, then logged into my social media account. I had already prepared perfect counterattack materials long ago. The high-definition close-up photo of the eye-catching warning sign at the villa entrance, surveillance footage of the locksmith forcefully picking the lock, plus full footage of Suya ordering her whole family to carry luggage inside and recklessly destroying the living room. I posted all this evidence one by one with an extremely simple caption, Suya lying to the locksmith, and her whole family's greedy faces as they occupied my house, all captured clearly by Ultra HD surveillance cameras. In less than 10 minutes, the online comment sections completely reversed. Oh my god, she broke in by picking the lock herself. They put up such a big warning sign, who's there to blame but her? Didn't this woman just say in the live stream? Her boyfriend gave her the key. She's such a liar, she totally deserves this. I hate people who trespass on private property and still act like they're in the right the most. After public opinion flipped, a huge number of justice-seeking netizens flooded into Suya's live stream to curse her out. Liar, what happened to the key your boyfriend gave you? You picked the lock to break into someone's house and you still think you're right? Police. That warning sign is so huge. Are you blind? Why didn't those creatures bite you too? Suya looked at the screen full of insults and shut down the live stream in a panic, her fingers trembling uncontrollably. She never would have expected that I had kept so much backup evidence, and that public opinion would reverse so quickly. The kid is still bleeding. Father Sue's desperate shout cut off her train of thought. The older boy lay on the couch, his face as pale as a sheet of paper. Mother Sue tried to bandage him with a towel, but the blood still kept seeping through nonstop. We have to go to the hospital. No way. If we go to the hospital, the doctor will definitely ask how he got the wounds, and then we won't be able to hide the trespassing at all. Do you want to watch all of us go to jail? Mother Sue cried so hard her face was soaked. Then what do we do about the kid? First, look for the first aid kit in the house. Suya forced herself to calm down. She started rummaging through everything in the villa like crazy. And finally, in the kitchen storage cabinet, she found a large first aid kit. It had iodophor gauze, strong painkillers, and anti-inflammatory medicine inside. Mother Sue quickly cleaned her grandson's wounds with trembling hands, applied medicine, and fed him the painkillers. The older boy kept moaning in pain nonstop, but as the strong painkiller kicked in, he finally calmed down slowly and fell into a deep sleep. It was late at night. Every member of the Sue family was still shaken. They stayed in the living room, each lost in their own thoughts. I watched this scene coldly through the surveillance feed, a faint smile appearing at the corner of my mouth. This is only the first day. The real good show is still waiting for you upstairs. The next morning, the older boy woke up. The painkiller worked really well. Mother Sue fed him a bowl of plain congee. Come on, cover this up properly. Lie down and rest well, okay? Grandma, I'm so bored. Sweetie, you're badly injured. You absolutely can't move around carelessly. Then can I watch TV? Can I play games? All right, Grandma will turn it on for you right now. There you go, cartoons. Grandma, didn't Aunt Suya say before that her study has lots of super expensive figures in it? Those toys must be super fun. The study? Oh, right. Last time your aunt showed me photos, they were all big robots and superheroes. I want to go check it out. I want to play with those toys. Don't go. You still have an injury on your leg. While the adults were in the dining room discussing what to do next, he actually endured the pain and limped off the sofa. He snuck quietly toward the study on the second floor. I sat in front of the screen, watching that reckless little figure on the monitor. The smile on my lips grew wider and wider. The little brat pushed open the heavy, solid wood door of the study, only to find it completely empty inside. The display shelves that used to be filled with expensive figures were totally bare. Huh? Where are the toys? The kid mumbled, his face full of disappointment. Unwilling to give up, he wandered around the room once. Suddenly, he spotted in the corner several huge black thermostatic boxes. Each box was over a meter long, with their lids tightly fastened. The little brat's eyes lit up again. Such mysterious boxes. There must be awesome stuff hidden inside. He walked over curiously, leaned next to the box and listened carefully. Faint, low hissing sounds seemed to come from inside. There was also the sharp sound of claws scraping against the box walls, so screechy it made your teeth ache. There must be moving battery toys hidden inside, the kid thought excitedly. That mean Uncle hid all the good stuff. I'm gonna find out what it is. This attitude was exactly the same as the rest of the Sue family. The more other people tell them not to touch something, the more they think it's a treasure, and they have to take it for themselves. The latch of the thermostatic box was custom made, a bit hard for a 7 or 8-year-old kid to open, but he was surprisingly patient. He fumbled around everywhere, grabbed a heavy, solid copper paper knife. From my desk, he started prying violently at the metal latch of the thermostatic box with it. There was a sharp click. The latch was pried open forcefully by him. The moment the lid popped open, my nephew leaned his head over excitedly, eager to see what was hidden inside. Transformers or limited edition figures. But what greeted him wasn't some fancy toy, but a strong, stinky, fishy smell. Right after that, the dark bottom of the box started churning violently. Whoosh! A giant red-headed centipede over 20 centimeters long, covered in dense little legs, shot out of the box like lightning. This wasn't no ordinary bug. This was a highly poisonous ornamental species. I asked a friend to get specially for me. I usually fed it live insects. It was super aggressive. Before my nephew could react, the giant centipede was already crawling up his arm that was resting on the edge of the box. It went straight into his sleeve. What is that? My nephew jolted all over from fear and instinctively reached to slap his arm. This slap directly enraged the centipede. Through my high-definition audio equipment, I clearly heard a heart-wrenching scream. The centipede's highly poisonous mandibles bit hard into the inside of my nephew's arm. That searing, unbearable pain was definitely no less bad than being stabbed hard with a red-hot nail. But that wasn't all. There wasn't just one centipede in the thermostatic box. As the lid was fully opened, several more red-headed giant centipedes crawled out along the box walls. Some fell on the top of his feet. Others crawled up his pant legs. Help, there are bugs. Grandma, Mom! My nephew completely broke down. He hopped up and down in place from the pain, slapping his clothes wildly with both hands. Tears and snot instantly covered his whole face. He stumbled back again and again in extreme panic, not paying attention to his feet at all. There was a dull thud. He fell on his butt and knocked over the biggest thermostatic box next to him. The lid of that thermostatic box wasn't locked properly to begin with, and after he slammed into it like that, it tipped straight over onto the floor. The study went silent for a second. My nephew even forgot to cry, staring blankly at the huge tipped-over box, a front paw covered in rough scales, looking just like dry tree bark, slowly stretched out from inside the box. There was a soft pat sound as it hit the wooden floor. Right after that, an enormous head poked out, its pale yellow eyes staring coldly at my nephew, who was collapsed on the floor. A forked golden red, long tongue flicked in and out with a hissing sound, greedily catching the drifting smell of blood and panic in the air. Komodo dragon. This thing is a real cold-blooded killer in nature. Though the one I got is a legally bred subadult, it's only about 1.5 meters long. But its intimidating vibe can definitely scare a grown man piss his pants, let alone a naughty 7 or 8-year-old kid. The lizard was obviously startled by the noise just now. It twisted its thick body and crawled completely out of the crate, trapping the nephew firmly in the corner. It opened its mouth wide, revealing its thin, sharp teeth inside. Disgusting slime dripped down from the corner of its mouth onto the floor. Ah! The nephew was too scared to make a sound, his legs shaking like crazy. A pale yellow liquid streamed down his shorts, pooling into a puddle on the floor right away. He peed his pants, watching this creepy yet funny scene on the screen. I took a bite of my kebab with a blank face and chugged a sip of iced beer, I didn't feel even a tiny bit of sympathy at all. Some people might think I'm cruel, that I won't even spare a kid, but if you went through all the crap I went through in my past life, you'd understand every single person in this family, from the old to the young, is born selfish, mean, rude, and unreasonable. In my past life, to get an offer from a top architecture design institute, I pulled all-nighters for a whole month straight and used tens of thousands of tiny parts to build a super creative, miniature city architecture sand table. That was my life's work and my ticket to changing my fate. Then during the spring festival, this very nephew who peed his pants on camera and his little brother poured Coke all over my sand table and stomped on those fragile, building models into pieces. When I saw the mess all over the floor and was shaking all over, do you know what Suya said? She was casually eating sunflower seeds and mocked sarcastically, "Oh, it's just a bunch of cheap plastic and cardboard, right? What's the big deal?" Kids don't know any better. They're just being a little naughty. You're a grown man. Why are you picking on two little kids? You're so petty. I'll go to the commodity market tomorrow and buy you a new one. Problem solved. Sumu also chimed in next to her. Exactly, lively boys are smarter. You got a bunch of junk at home, and no one's allowed to touch it, like it's some super expensive treasure. That was a whole month of all-nighters. That was my future. In their eyes, my hard work was worth nothing. That's why when netizens cyberbullied me later, Suya didn't hesitate to do a live stream pretending to kill herself, to push me completely into the abyss. A loud bang pulled me back from my memories. On the monitor screen, Sue's parents on the first floor finally heard the noise upstairs and rushed to the second floor out of breath. "Xiao Bao! Xiao Bao! What's wrong with you?" Sue's mom screamed in the hallway. I had set up the study door's smart lock auto lock program in advance. It locked automatically right after the nephew went in. Sue's dad twisted the doorknob hard a few times and found it wouldn't open. Meanwhile, the nephew's pig slaughter-like screams and loud cries kept coming from inside. "Grandpa, save me. There's a big lizard trying to eat me. Bugs are biting me, Sue's dad was so anxious his eyes turned red. He looked around and set his eyes on a blue and white porcelain vase on the hallway display cabinet. "Move out of the way, honey. I'll smash the stupid door down." Without saying another word, rushed over and picked up the almost half-person tall blue and white porcelain vase. That's an authentic Ming Dynasty official kiln piece. I bought it at an auction for 2.5 million yuan. I watched Sue's dad lift the vase on the screen and couldn't help laughing. Smash it, hit it hard. The 2.5 million yuan antique vase was used by Sue's dad as a battering ram and smashed hard against the study's solid wood door. The sturdy solid wood door only had a small dent, but the exquisite blue and white porcelain vase instantly shattered into pieces all over the floor. Ouch, my old waist. Sue's dad was pushed back 2 steps by the recoil, but he didn't stop. Since he couldn't open the door, he looked over with red eyes again at the antique shelf on the other side of the corridor. It's filled with all kinds of jade carvings I collected, Tianhuang stone seals, and precious Zisha teapots. Sumu also joined in. He casually grabbed a 300,000 yuan ice jadeite cabbage carving and threw it at the door lock like a brick. "What a crappy door. What did you do to my baby, huh?" Bang! The jadeite shattered. Debris flew everywhere. When the Zisha teapot smashed to pieces, listening to the sounds from the monitor of those expensive items breaking, I didn't feel the slightest bit upset at all. I laughed out loud instead. I picked up the calculator on the table and tapped the buttons rapidly. Ming Dynasty blue and white porcelain, 2.5 million RMB, ice jadeite carving, 300,000 RMB. Qing Dynasty Tianhuang stone seal, estimated 800,000 RMB. I nodded in satisfaction as I calculated. Every item placed in the corridor was fully insured by me at the insurance company, and I hired the most authoritative judicial appraisal agency to issue detailed appraisal certificates and valuation reports. The originals are all locked in the bank safe. According to China's criminal law, intentional damage of public or private property, if the amount is huge or there are other especially serious circumstances, shall be sentenced to no less than 3 years and no more than 7 years in prison. And as long as the amount reaches over 50,000 RMB, it is already considered a huge amount. The Su family's crazy smashing in less than a minute has already reached a total value of over 4 million RMB. "Smash it, smash everything for all I care," I muttered to myself with a sneer. With these few hits, Not only do you have to pay me your lifetime savings, your whole family will also have to go to jail and do hard labor together for a few years. This good luck is enough for you to deal with for ages. Right at this moment, Suya also ran up from downstairs in a panic. Looking at the antique fragments all over the floor, she didn't stop them at all. She even found a fire axe for Father Su. "Dad, use this! Chop it open!" Suya screamed and ordered. Crack! Crack! Under Father Su's frantic chopping, the solid wood study door finally had a big hole chopped through. Father Su reached inside and felt the handle, and opened the door from the inside. The moment the door opened, the Su family gasped in unison, and all froze on the spot. In the study, my nephew was huddled in the corner. His arm was swollen like a purple steamed bun, with several big red-headed centipedes crawling on it. And less than half a meter away from him, the 1-meter-long Komodo dragon was staring coldly at the people who broke in outside the door, making creepy hissing sounds from its mouth. Oh my God. What the hell is this monster? Mother Su was so scared her legs went weak and collapsed directly on the corridor floor. Suya was also scared pale and kept stepping back, not daring to step forward at all. He definitely raised this on purpose to hurt us. Only Father Su had the guts to act. He waved the fire axe in his hand and roared, bluffing, Get out, beast!" Komodo dragons are cold-blooded animals by nature. Although they are fierce, when facing an adult with a weapon yelling loudly, it didn't attack immediately, but took 2 cautious steps back. Taking advantage of this gap, Father Su reacted quickly, grabbed the other arm of my nephew, used all his strength to drag him from the study forcefully. "Ah, it hurts. Grandpa, I'm dying of pain." The nephew howled like a pig being slaughtered. Several centipedes on his arm were shaken off, but the toxin had already fully kicked in. He was in so much pain he rolled all over the floor and foamed at the mouth. "Hurry! Go back to the master bedroom. Lock the door." Suya screamed and gave orders. The 4 family members ran like stray dogs and scrambled towards the master bedroom at the end of the corridor. Father Su carried the child. Mother Su and Suya pushed hard from behind. They rushed into the master bedroom and slammed the door locked hard behind them. They even pushed the dresser over to block the door. I looked at the screen. A playful smirk curled up on the corner of my mouth. Under extreme panic, they were only focused on running for their lives, but made an extremely fatal mistake. After they dragged the nephew out, they forgot to close the study door. The study door was wide open. That famished Komodo dragon stayed in place for a while, then slowly and heavily moved its limbs and crawled out of the study unhurriedly. Its tongue kept sticking out, picking up the smell of my nephew's stinky urine, blood, and the Su family's stinky sweat. This multi-million-dollar luxury villa, right now it's fully turned into the hunting ground for that cold-blooded killer. The real fun is just getting started. I lifted my beer mug and toasted at the monitor screen from afar. Hope you guys sleep well tonight. On the monitor screen, the footage of the second-floor master bedroom is like a top-tier disaster movie. I originally decorated this space meticulously as my own private enjoyment spot, but now it's become a safety pod for these 4 people, or rather a cage. My nephew is lying on that genuine leather bed worth over 100,000 yuan. He's already twitching from the extreme pain. The arm bitten by the giant red-headed centipede is now swollen like a purple eggplant. There are 2 blackened bite holes on it, oozing yellow fluid. Xiaobao, my sweet grandson. Don't scare Grandma. Su's mom knelt by the bed. She could do nothing but wail and wipe her tears. Su's dad paced around the room restlessly, like a trapped wild boar. He walked to the door, pressed his ear against the door to listen, and immediately backed away, face deathly pale. I heard it too. Through the high-sensitivity pickup installed in the hallway, I can clearly hear the rough scales of the Komodo dragon scraping the floor, making that hissing sound. That's it flicking its tongue. Then came the sound of its sharp claws, scratching the master bedroom door. Creak, creak. Over and over again, unhurriedly, but it sounded like death notes, echoing through the quiet. Luxury villa. This beast crawls slowly, but its sense of smell is extremely sharp. The fresh smell of blood on my nephew is simply a fatal temptation to it. It's guarding right outside the door now, waiting for the people inside to walk right into its trap. It's still outside? Can this door hold it off? Su's mom was shaking with fear. I propped the dresser against the door. It should be fine. Su's dad swallowed hard. his voice trembling. I sneered. That door is a top-tier, solid wood composite security door, with steel plates inside. Of course the lizard can't get in. But I just want to lock them up inside, make them taste what it's like to have no one to turn to, for help. At this moment, Suya is huddled in the corner scrolling through her phone like crazy. Her earlier livestream blew up in her face. I completely destroyed her with the surveillance footage I released. All netizens are cursing her for breaking and entering, and making false accusations against the victim. Looking at the screen full of insults, her plastic surgery-modified face, twisted with extreme anger and fear, into an almost unrecognizable shape. Yaya, call the police and an ambulance now. Xiaobao is dying. Su's mom finally couldn't hold it anymore. She cried as she tried to snatch Suya's phone. We can't call the police! Suya violently shook off her mom's hand, growled like a crazy woman. How many times have I told you? If we call the police, we're done for. He has surveillance footage of us picking the lock to get in. When the police come, they'll check the warning sign, check the locksmith. Our whole family will end up in jail. Do you want Xiaobao to have a mom, grandpa, and grandma who have criminal records? Then what do? Just wait here to die. Su's dad also got anxious. Suya gritted her teeth. A vicious glint flashed in her eyes. He likes posting evidence online, right? He likes manipulating public opinion, right? Fine, I'll play a big game with him. These days, the weaker party is always in the right. I don't believe netizens will side with a rich guy like him. I raised an eyebrow on my side of the monitor. Interesting? This woman is on the brink of death and still thinking of how to bite back. Suya quickly flipped through her contacts on her phone and finally dialed a number. To ensure the smart home interaction experience, I installed hidden smart panels in every room. These things can not only control lights and curtains. Their audio pickup is as good as professional monitoring equipment. The call connected. Suya immediately switched to a weak, miserable sobbing tone. Hello, is that brother Poisonous Gossip? Yes, this is Suya, brother. You have to help me. My ex-boyfriend is a pervert. He's trying to kill my whole family. I took a sip of my beer, thinking to myself, she really deserves an Oscar for that acting. I know who this brother Poisonous Gossip is. He's an unprincipled online influencer who makes blood money by exploiting other people's misfortunes. As long as you pay him enough, or there's a chance to get viral traffic, he'll make any amount of dirty money without hesitation. His best trick is taking things out of context and twisting the truth. Let me tell you, all the evidence he posted online is fake. He set this whole thing up. Suya sobbed as she lied through the phone. He pretended to get back together with me on purpose, changed the door lock, and told me to get a locksmith, just to lure me into his trap. He put venomous, poisonous bugs in the house, and large, cold-blooded animals. My nephew is only 7 years old. He was bitten by the bugs and is dying. He even locked all the doors and windows. That's illegal detention. And attempted murder? The influencer on the other end of the line, obviously, smelled the chance of a viral hit. His voice was oozing with excitement. Girl, this is an earth-shattering, juicy scoop. Do you have videos? Any photos? As long as you have footage. I swear I'll edit it into a massive viral hit and ruin his reputation completely. But you know, the PR fee, money's not an issue. As long as you turn public opinion in my favor, make him get cyberbullied and arrested by the police, I'll give you whatever you ask for, Suya said viciously. Then she took out her phone and filmed her elder nephew twitching on the bed. Then she leaned to the door crack and filmed a blurry video of a giant lizard's claw scratching the door. She sent everything over in a batch. After hanging up the call, Suya let out a long sigh of relief, as if she already saw me on my knees begging for mercy. Just then, Father Su came over. He looked at his grandson on the bed, who was already delirious from the pain, and felt no pity at all. Instead, a vicious, greedy glint appeared in his eyes. The conversation that followed completely shattered my understanding of how low humans can stoop. Yaya, is this trick of yours gonna work? What if he insists we pick the lock? Father Su asked in a low voice. Suya sneered. What's there to be afraid of? Even if he has security cameras, so what? Little Bao is seriously injured right now. That's a hard fact. Internet users always side with the underdog. As long as we keep insisting he set this trap on purpose to frame us and put poisonous bugs in the house to kill us, he'll never be able to clear his name. The online backlash will completely destroy him. After Father Su heard this, his eyes rolled around for a second. He suddenly slapped his thigh. Oh, right! How did I not think of that? Since little Bao is already hurt this bad, we might as well make this even bigger. Mother Sue was stunned, old man. What are you talking about? Little Bao might even lose his hand. You know nothing. Father Sue glared at Mother Sue, then pointed at the luxurious master bedroom and said, Look at this house, look at the decoration. It's worth at least tens of millions, right? This kid is loaded. Since his poisonous bugs bit our grandson, that's intentional injury and attempted murder. He paused for a second, rubbing his hands excitedly. Once this blows up online and the police get involved, we'll go negotiate with him. If he wants to settle this quietly and avoid going to jail, he has to obediently transfer this villa to us as compensation, plus medical fees and emotional damage compensation. We can extort at least another 10 million from him. When Mother Sue heard that, her previously sad face instantly lit up. Her eyes were sparkling. Oh my, really? This house will be ours soon. Then little Bao's bites were totally worth it. This is a blessing in disguise. A few bites for a multi-million mansion, that's such a good deal. Father Sue laughed proudly, completely ignoring his grandson's pained groans beside him. Don't rush to find a way out yet. Let little Bao hold on a little longer. The more swollen his arm is, the scarier it looks. The more we can demand from him later. Suya nodded in complete agreement. Dad's right. You can't catch a wolf without risking a kid. This time we're gonna bleed him dry of every penny he has. I sat in front of the screen, watching this family's demon-like faces. I didn't feel chills down my spine at all. Instead, I felt an unprecedented surge of excitement. I thought they were just cheapskates who loved petty gains, and were mean and snarky. I never thought they were this evil to their core. All just to extort a house. They even treat their own biological grandson's life as a bargaining chip. No wonder I was screwed over so badly by them in my past life. But it's no big deal. The more you ask for trouble, the more justified my next counterattack will be, just as I expected. That venomous influencer brother Poppy is super efficient. In less than an hour, a video titled Outrageous. Rich X sets up death trap. 7-year-old child bitten, brutally by poisonous creature. Life hangs in the balance. Shot straight to the top of the trending list. The video was edited so professionally, he blurred all the warning signs at my door. He muted the conversation with the locksmith. Only Suya's sobbing recording was kept, along with my older nephew's purple arm, and the blurry silhouette of the giant lizard through the door crack. Paired with super depressing and scary background music, they deliberately framed me as a psychopathic murderous maniac. Sure enough. The internet is never short of fools led by their emotions. As soon as this video came out, the previous reversal of public opinion was immediately suppressed. Even more brutal cyberbullying came crashing down on me. Holy shit, this guy is such a pervert. Is he keeping poisonous creatures at home to harm people, no matter what the adults did wrong? The kid is innocent, setting poisonous creatures to bite a kid. This isn't just a dispute anymore. This is premeditated murder. Call the cops and arrest him now. This kind of sociopath deserves the death penalty. Even if the woman was wrong to pick the lock, what the guy did is way beyond self-defense. That's excessive force plus intentional injury, right? Support the woman in fighting for her rights. With Brother Poppy and paid trolls stirring up sentiment like crazy, netizens' anger was fully ignited. My social media account's inbox instantly was flooded with over 100,000 private messages. All of them were the most vicious curses and insults. Even my deceased parents were dragged up and insulted by them. On top of that, those so-called justice-seeking netizens started doxing me. The same main group that cyberbullied me in my past life showed up again. In less than half an hour, my license plate number, even the address of the highway service area hotel, was fully doxed by them and posted straight to the top of the comments section. This bastard is hiding at the XX highway, Hilton Hotel in the service area right now. Guys nearby, go block him. I already called the mayor's hotline to report this. Don't let him get away. I watched the threatening messages popping up nonstop on my phone, and even heard several people's rapid footsteps and knocking on my hotel room door from the hallway. Probably some extreme netizens, or streamers chasing clout, actually showed up at my door. I grabbed a tissue and wiped my mouth after eating the skewers. My gaze turned ice cold. You want to play public opinion games with me? Want to play edited clip tricks with me? Want to blackmail and extort me? Do you really think I'm still the same guy? You could push around however you wanted, and just keep backing down from my past life. I stood up, walked to the desk, and plugged a high-capacity portable hard drive into the computer. This hard drive has not only 24/7 non-stop 4K raw footage, from dozens of HD cameras inside and outside, the villa with 0 blind spots, but also real audio recordings automatically backed up to the cloud by the whole house smart system. I opened a software and extracted all the recordings of Suya calling Dawei in the master bedroom just now, plus the jaw-dropping recording of Suya's parents telling their grandson to stay bitten longer, to extort more money for a villa, all of it. At the same time, I used some technical methods to hack directly into Suya's phone cloud storage and pulled up the transaction record of the 100,000 RMB public relations fee she just transferred to Brother Poppy. The knocking outside the door got louder and louder. Someone even started kicking the door. "Chen, get out here! Don't hide inside like a coward. Come out and explain yourself." I ignored them completely, my fingers tapping rapidly on the keyboard. I packed all the raw surveillance footage, uncensored, unedited videos, HD transfer screenshots, and those jaw-dropping recordings into a huge video collection quickly. I didn't add any fancy background music, nor any guiding subtitles. I only typed a few big, cold, white words. At the start of the video, "No settlement of any kind will be accepted. I don't want this villa anymore. But I promise none of you will get away with this." I watched the progress bar fill up rapidly, the mouse cursor slowly hovering over the publish button. On the surveillance screen, the master bedroom door on the second floor has been scratched to pieces by the giant lizard. Wood chips scattered all over the floor. My older nephew's cries are getting weaker and weaker. The faces of the Su family were filled with pure panic. They were still daydreaming about getting rich overnight and crushing me under their feet. Go to hell, all of you. I let out a cold snort and pressed the left mouse button hard with my index finger. The nuke is dropped. Boom, boom, boom. "Hey, Chen, get your ass out here right now. Stop playing dead in there." The banging on my hotel room door got louder and louder, mixed with a few horribly vulgar insults. Must be some local influencer who's desperate to leech off the hype, who came to ambush me while live streaming. I leaned back on the couch and didn't even bat an eye. Right as I clicked the left mouse button, that multi-GB nuke-level video collection was instantly synced and uploaded to all major social platforms. The guy outside was still yelling like crazy. "Guys, this perv is hiding right in here. Today we're definitely gonna drag out this maniac who set poisonous bugs on a kid. Justice always wins." Before he even finished yelling, his voice suddenly cut off. It went quiet outside for 2 whole seconds. Then I heard an extremely shocked, "What the fuck? Bro, look at the trending searches. This isn't how the story was supposed to go." Another guy spoke up, his voice clearly panicking. "What do you mean wrong? What the fuck? That old bastard really said that shit. Let the grandson get bitten a little longer? To extort a villa? Is that his real fucking grandpa? Damn, that woman was faking it too. The lockpicking video is right here. It wasn't the guy's trap at all. They broke in by prying the lock themselves. Hurry, hurry, turn off the live stream. Shit, we were used as pawns. Let's bounce now. We're screwed if people think we're accomplices." A mess of hurried footsteps quickly faded away. I let out a cold snort, picked up the iced beer on the table and chugged it all. That's just how keyboard warriors and clout-chasing losers are. They might not have 2 brain cells to rub together, but they definitely have the instinct to avoid trouble. As soon as you slam hard evidence in their faces, they run faster than anyone else. I unlocked my phone. The comment sections on every platform were totally blowing up. The netizens who were just viciously insulting me and threatening to dox me. After watching the completely unedited, super long video I posted with timestamps and multiple camera angle footage, all fell into a wild rage. This time, 100% of their anger was directed straight at Suya and her entire family. I've never seen such a vicious family in my life. They're willing to risk their own grandson's life just to extort a luxury mansion from her ex. That's a giant red-headed centipede. Weren't they scared it would kill the kid? Turns out they paid a locksmith to pry the lock themselves. There was a big red sign on the door saying "cute pets inside." That's basically asking for trouble. I'm disgusted. That woman was playing the victim on the phone 1 second. The next she was transferring 100k yuan in hush money to that scummy influencer. This transfer record is solid proof, no takebacks. Those 2 little brats started trampling all over his leather couch as soon as they walked in. They deserved to get bitten. This is what you call karma for bad people. The public opinion shift was faster and fiercer than a tornado. In less than 20 minutes, that toxic influencer Poppy Gay who took 100k from Suya to make fake videos got his account permanently banned by the platform. That bastard was probably scared the cops would come for him, so he deleted all his alt social media accounts overnight and vanished into thin air. Even more satisfying, the city police's official account quickly commented and shared my video. We have received reports from the public and noticed the related incident. For suspected crimes of illegal trespassing, intentional damage of property and extortion, the police have opened an investigation and will not show any mercy. The Su family was permanently nailed to the pillar of shame. No chance to ever redeem themselves. Cut back to the villa's security footage. In the second-floor master bedroom, Suya was staring blankly at her phone. Her DM inbox was completely crashed. Hundreds and thousands of hate messages were pouring in every second. Vicious bitch, murderer, gold digger, scammer. All kinds of disgusting insults flooded over her like a tidal wave. Right at that moment, her phone suddenly rang. It was an unknown number with no saved name. She pressed answer with a trembling hand. Before she could say anything, an extremely shrill roar came from the other end of the line. Suya, you fucking bitch! You deserve to die a horrible death. Your whole family can go to hell. Suya screamed in terror and threw her phone as hard as she could. The phone hit the wall. Its screen shattered into pieces. What's wrong, Yuya? How's the situation online? Did that influencer post the video yet? What did he say? Father Su was still daydreaming about extorting a luxury mansion. He leaned over anxiously and asked. Suya sat slumped on the ground, her eyes lifeless. Her face was as pale as a dead person's. Her lips kept trembling uncontrollably. It's over. We're totally screwed. He posted all the surveillance footage online. There's also the recording of you saying in the room that you want to take Xiaobao's fully paid house. He released that too. He even has the transfer record of me paying that influencer. All the netizens are cursing us out. The police have already filed a case too. What? Father Su felt like he'd been struck by lightning. His whole body froze up instantly. Mother Su collapsed to the ground with a thud. She slapped her thigh and started wailing loudly. This is a sin! I told you we shouldn't do this! Now look what happened. We didn't even get the house. Our whole family is going to get thrown in jail. Xiaobao's hand is almost rotting off. What kind of sin have we committed? Shut up, what are you crying for? Father Su was like a rabid wild animal. He smacked his thigh hard. What's the point of saying this now? We have to run right now. Before the cops get here, we gotta get out of this damn place right now. Where can we run to? Suya covered her face in despair. That big lizard outside the door is still scratching at it. We can't get out. If we can't get out the door, we'll take the window. Father Su rushed to the floor-to-ceiling window in the master bedroom. This is the second floor. It's only a few meters off the ground. We'll tear up the bed sheets, tie them together to make a rope, and climb down the window. As long as we get out of this yard, who's gonna catch us? When people are pushed to a dead end, they usually burst out with unbelievable drive. Father Su and Mother Su immediately rushed to the big bed. They clumsily tore off that set of imported silk bedding that cost tens of thousands of yuan right off the bed and started tying them together. I watched the surveillance feed, a cruel smile tugging at the corner of my mouth. Want to run? This is the stage I carefully arranged. The good show hasn't even finished yet. How can the actors leave early? I picked up my phone, opened the smart home control app for the villa, and gently swiped my finger on the screen until I reached the explosion-proof security mode option. When this villa was being renovated, I already considered that I travel for work very often. To prevent people from breaking in and stealing things, I spent a lot of money specially to install a top-tier security system. All doors and windows are equipped with explosion-proof rolling shutters, made of aerospace titanium alloy, same level as bank vaults. Since you're here, just stay at my place and enjoy the new year. It's windy outside, don't catch a cold. I sneered and pressed that red start button. Beep. Security mode activated. Whole house entering maximum lockdown status. A cold, emotionless AI voice came from the phone. Inside the villa's master bedroom, Father Su had just tied the long rope made of bed sheets to the railing of the floor-to-ceiling window. He was just about to push open the glass window when suddenly a low mechanical, roaring sound came from inside the walls. What's going on? What's that sound? Mother Su looked around in panic. The next second, under the shocked gaze of the Su family, the thick titanium alloy explosion-proof rolling shutter that was usually hidden inside the wall outside the floor-to-ceiling window, lowered down with an extremely oppressive presence, rumbling as it went. Hurry, push the window open. Father Su was furious, desperately trying to push the glass window open. but the rolling shutter was lowering extremely fast. There was a loud bang. It slammed heavily onto the windowsill and locked completely. It wasn't just the floor-to-ceiling window, the side windows in the master bedroom, even the windows outside the hallway. All exits on both floors of the entire villa were all completely sealed off by thick metal doors at this exact moment. The master bedroom that could still let in a sliver of moonlight earlier was instantly plunged into total darkness where you couldn't even see your own hand in front of your face. Right after that, the emergency lights on the ceiling flickered a few times, emitting a pale, faint glow. This dim light didn't bring any sense of security at all. Instead, it made the whole room look like a creepy underground morgue. Dead silence. Dead, deadly silence. The only sound in the room was the faint groan of the little nephew and the increasingly violent banging sound from the Komodo dragon outside the door that couldn't find its prey. Thud! Thud! What's going on here? Suya completely broke down. She threw herself at the floor-to-ceiling window, madly slapping at that layer of cold, hard metal rolling shutter. Open the door, let us out. Chen Feng, I know you're watching. Let us out. We don't want the house anymore. Let us get out of here. No one answered her. Only the dull echo lingered. This titanium alloy roller shutter door. Even a professional cutting machine takes hours to saw through it. With just her bare fingers, even if she shatters all her bones, she still can't make even a tiny crack. Time ticked by minute, ever since they got trapped in the master bedroom. A full 10 hours have passed already. There's no water, no food. I turned off the AC system remotely. The room is getting hotter and stuffier. The smell of excrement mixes with the stench of my older nephew's wound, turned the entire master bedroom into a disgusting, nauseating gas chamber. Water, I need water. The older nephew is lying on the bed. His lips are already cracked and bleeding. His voice is as hoarse as a broken bellows. Old man, do something quick. Xiaobao has a fever. He'll die if he doesn't get water and medicine soon. Mother Su is so anxious she's ramming her head against the wall. Father Su is wandering around the room like a headless chicken. He tried to break down the door of the ensuite bathroom, hoping to get some tap water, but he forgot. The bathroom door was earlier, locked and jammed from the inside during the chaos. There's no way to open it at all. When people are extremely hungry and panicked, they lose all sense of reason completely. The whole family started in the master bedroom, rummaging through everything like mad dogs, trying to find anything edible or drinkable. They smashed my display cabinet, tore up my wardrobe, rummaged through all the drawers until they were turned inside out. But other than a few ties and luxury watches, there's no food at all. Just when Father Su was leaning against the wall, gasping for breath in despair, his hand accidentally touched a huge oil painting on the wall. Clack. The oil painting had been shaken by their earlier vandalism. It had been loose for quite a while. It fell straight down right now and hit the floor. On the wall behind the oil painting, a square hidden compartment suddenly appeared in plain sight. Embedded in the hidden compartment is a pure black, high-end safe with a complex keypad and fingerprint recognition system. Father Su's eyes suddenly widened. In his bloodshot eyes, a sick, greedy light burst out once again. Safe! There's a safe here, Father Su growled in excitement. His voice even cracked from how excited he was. Suya and Mother Su heard the noise, immediately pounced over like two starving wolves, in this desperate situation where they could die any minute. When they saw the safe, the first thought that crossed their minds was not how to call for help, but how much money was inside it. This is a safe in a rich guy's master bedroom. It must be stuffed full of cash, maybe even gold bars and property deeds. Father Su swallowed hard. Both of his hands clutched the cold metal door of the safe. As long as we get the stuff inside this, even if we get caught by the cops, it's worth it for the rest of our lives. If that doesn't work out, maybe there's something inside to control this. Metal door, like a spare key or remote. Greed really is the most incurable terminal illness for humans. But it has a password lock. How are we going to open it? Suya stared at the complex password lock. She was worried until Father Su yelled, "Screw the password! Smash it open!" Father Su grabbed the fire axe he used to chop the door earlier. I don't believe I can't chop this hunk of metal open. On the other side of the surveillance feed, I watched the Su family fall into madness once again. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Smash it, hit it as hard as you can. This is a blind box specially made, exclusively for your entire family. How could you not open it and take a look? There's no gold inside it, no cash, and definitely no remote control. What's inside is the grand finale I carefully prepared, exclusively for all of you. Bang, bang, bang. The dull, harsh sound of metal clanging echoed wildly in the closed, stuffy master bedroom. Father Su looked just like a gambler who lost all his chips, trying to pull off one final desperate comeback. He was shirtless. His whole body reeked of sweat and grime. Both his hands gripped the fire axe tightly and aimed it at the safe's password panel, hacking at it with brutal, unrelenting force. Old man hit it harder. This metal sheet doesn't look that thick. We're gonna break through it any second now. Mother Sue was rubbing her hands excitedly beside him. Her eyes were sparkling with greed. It looked like there were already stacks of $100 bills waving at her inside. Suya was holding up her phone to shine a light beside them. Even though the screen was already cracked, the flashlight function still worked. Her dust-streaked face was also filled with pure greed. Dad, aim for the lock cylinder and smash it. Once we break the lock cylinder, the door will pop right open. I sat leisurely in front of the screen, eating my last bite of grilled skewer, watching these clowns coldly. That's an anti-explosion, anti-theft safe I specially ordered from a professional German security company. For a safe of this level, violent damage won't just fail to open the door. It will trigger its core defense mechanism instead. Crack! Just as Father Su swung his axe again and hacked hard at the password panel. The panel finally couldn't bear the force and shattered completely, falling off. It's open! We broke it open! Father Su threw the fire axe away excitedly, not even caring that his finger was cut. He eagerly stuck his hand into the smashed gap, trying to pull open the safe door. Beep, beep, beep. Suddenly, 3 extremely sharp and short electronic alarm sounds came from inside the safe. All the Su family members froze at once. Before they could figure out what the sound meant, there was a dull thud. The anti-theft mechanism inside the safe was fully activated. What awaited them wasn't piles of cash, nor sparkling gold bars, but a high-pressure jet of strong, pungent, orange-red mist. The air pressure was extremely high, like water blasting from a fire hose. It hit the closest Father Su straight on instantly. It's high-concentration industrial-grade anti-wolf tear gas, which contains very high levels of capsaicin and irritating chemical substances. It spread out in a fan shape in a fraction of a second and directly covered the entire master bedroom. Ah, my eyes! I'm blind! My eyes are ruined! Father Su let out a howl 10 times more miserable than a pig being slaughtered. He pressed his hands tightly over his face and fell straight backwards, rolling wildly on the floor in agony. He felt like someone had poured boiling sulfuric acid into his eyeballs. Every time he breathed, his windpipe and lungs felt like they were being burned by fire. Violent coughing made him throw up even his stomach acid right away. Suya, who was standing very close by, and Mother Su didn't escape either. Oh, help! What is this? It burns so bad. Suya was choking so bad her tears and snot ran nonstop. Her originally delicate face was instantly covered in a layer of bright orange-red powder. She lay on the floor, waving her hands wildly in the air. Her throat went hoarse immediately. She couldn't even say a complete sentence. Mother Su choked so bad she knelt right on the floor, retching again and again. She couldn't even hold her urine in. The half-dead eldest nephew who had been lying on the bed smelled this pungent smell, and was so stimulated that he convulsed violently, letting out faint pained whimpers. The entire master bedroom in just a few seconds completely turned into a gas chamber with no dead angles. At the same time, the safe sprayed out the anti-wolf spray. A thick blue file folder slid out through the smashed gap and fell on the floor with a clatter. Since the room was sealed and had no air circulation, the tear gas concentration stayed very high. The Su family were like 4 oxygen-starved fish thrown on the shore, rolling, coughing, and wailing in pain on the floor. But something even worse was coming. The earth-shattering screams and crashing sounds in the master bedroom, and the pungent smell drifting out through the door crack, completely riled up the cold-blooded killer that had been lingering outside the door. A very heavy pant came from outside the door. The over 1 meter-long Komodo dragon seemed to be sure there was huge prey hiding in this room. It stopped just slowly scratching the door and launched a fierce charge directly. Boom! A heart-stopping loud bang. The lizard's heavy body, covered in hard scales, was like a small battering ram, slamming hard into the master bedroom's solid wood door. Creak. The door panel let out a strained groan. the heavy solid wood dressing table that was propping. The door shut actually shifted back from this crash and moved 2 whole centimeters backwards, making a harsh scraping sound on the floor. Ah, it's coming in! It's ramming the door again. Mother Sue collapsed on the floor, ignoring the burning, sharp pain in her eyes, pointed at the door and screamed in despair. Boom! Another violent crash hit. Dust above the doorframe fluttered down in showers. The center of the solid wood door even had a very obvious crack appearing. The lizard's saliva with highly toxic and deadly bacteria dripped in through the gap under the door. One of its paws with sharp claws had already stuck through the gap under the door, scratching wildly at the floor. Up front, there was a man-eating beast that could break in any second. Behind them, there was the airtight gas chamber. Stinging gas chamber that makes people suffer like hell. The Sue family's mental defenses completely and truly shattered at this very moment. Suya was lying on the floor, coughing violently, while rubbing her blood-red, swollen eyes like crazy. Her vision was blurry, but under extreme fear, she vaguely spotted something on the floor that fell out of the safe, that blue folder. She fought through the searing pain as if her lungs were tearing apart, and crawled over with great difficulty. She flipped open the first page with trembling hands. Just one glance at the page. Suya's face, which was flushed bright red from lack of oxygen, turned deathly pale in an instant. Even her violent coughing got stuck in her throat. Those were all records from her time as CFO at my company, when she abused her position, forged official seals, falsified project payments, and set up shell companies to launder money. All transaction details. Every entry is accurate to 2 decimal places, clearly printed right there. There are even WeChat chat history screenshots of her and her male best friend, plotting to transfer assets. This is impossible. How could he know all of this? Suya threw the folder away as if she'd been electrocuted, and collapsed to the floor like a pile of mud. Her mind buzzed loudly, and completely short-circuited, just as the whole family was falling into an abyss of utter despair. A calm, cold voice laced with a touch of mockery suddenly came without warning from the master bedroom's 4 hidden high-end surround sound speakers mounted on the ceiling. First came a crisp ding-dong broadcast chime. Then my voice echoed throughout the entire villa, enjoying all that coughing. Folks, I spent 30,000 yuan specially ordering this heavy-duty anti-riot gas from abroad. It's over 90% pure. I originally got it to guard against thieves. Never thought I'd use it on family thieves. The second they heard my voice, the 4 people in the room froze instantly. They even forgot to scream. Chen Fang, it's you. You pervert. You'll die a horrible death. Suya went completely crazy, screaming hysterically at the ceiling. You're murdering us in cold blood. Let us out. Huff, cough, cough, murdering you. I let out a cold laugh into the microphone. Suya, you don't seem to get the situation here. The security system of this villa can only be unlocked from outside or through my phone. As for calling the police, feel free to try. Oh right, I forgot. I've already blocked all signals here. Unless you connect to my private network. You can't even dial 110. What do you want from us? Father Sue clutched his chest, gasping for air heavily. We don't want your house anymore. We don't want this stupid house, okay? Open the door. Let us leave. Jiabao is dying. Leave? Where to? My voice suddenly turned icy cold, every word like a heavy hammer, slamming hard into their hearts. We haven't settled the score from my past life yet, and you've already racked up new debts in this life. And you think you can just walk away scot-free? Chenfang, are you insane? What past life, this life? Are you mentally ill? Mother Sue cried and screamed in despair on the floor. I'm not insane, you're just too greedy. I ignored Mother Sue's hysterics and continued speaking unhurriedly. Suya, did you see that document on the floor? I paid a lot of money to hire top auditors to dig all that up. March 15th last year. You falsified an engineering material payment and embezzled 500,000 yuan. On August 10th, you added your male best friend's shell company to the supplier list and transferred 1.2 million yuan in 3 installments. All amounts large and small added up. Over the past 3 years, you've abused your position to embezzle 3.6 million yuan from my company. As soon as I said that, Father Sue and Mother Sue were both stunned. They were greedy for money, sure, but they didn't understand the law and had no idea their daughter was bold enough to cook the books like this at the company. 3.6 million yuan. Father Sue widened his stinging, swollen red eyes. looking at his daughter on the floor in disbelief. According to our country's criminal law, for the crime of embezzlement with a huge amount, carries a sentence of more than 3 years and up to 10 years of imprisonment. I was like a cold judge, reading out their death sentence notice. Plus, Suya, you and your family broke into my private residence, intentionally destroyed my antiques worth millions, and are suspected of extortion. You'll be punished for all these crimes combined. You're gonna rot in jail till you hit menopause. No, please don't. Chenfang, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Suya finally realized how serious the situation was. She didn't care about the porcelain dust on the floor at all. She scrambled all the way into the room, right under the camera in the very center, and dropped to her knees with a heavy thud, kowtowing like her life depended on it. Spare me, I'll pay you back the money. I'll pay every last penny back, I swear. Please open the door. That lizard is gonna break in. Thud! Crack! It sounded like it was matching my verdict. The Komodo dragon outside the door launched another fatal ram, and this time, a sharp cracking sound came from the master bedroom lock. The bottom of the solid wood door was forcibly bashed open into a huge gaping hole. A huge, ugly, slime-covered lizard head squeezed right in through the hole. Its scarlet forked tongue flicked wildly in the air. Those ice-cold, dark yellow vertical pupils locked firmly onto the Sue family on the floor. Ah, help! It's inside. Mother Sue rolled her eyes in terror and passed out cold immediately, collapsing into a puddle of filth. Father Sue scrambled backwards in panic until he tripped over the bed corner and fell hard on his butt on the floor. A huge wet spot instantly spread across his crotch. His previously arrogant, domineering face was now twisted into a mask of sheer terror. Scared already, watching their desperate, disgusting looks on the monitor, the pent-up frustration in my chest finally dissipated completely. Didn't you call me petty and narrow-minded? Said I shouldn't pick fights with a little kid. Didn't you say breaking a few? Toys was no big deal at all. I raised my voice sharply and roared, now take a good look at yourselves. Greedy, rude, and unreasonable. And see just how ugly you really are. You wanted my house? Fine by me. I'm giving this whole house to you right now. Only it's a tomb you'll never get out of alive. Chenfang, I'm begging you. Everything is my fault, all of it. For the sake of what we used to have, please save us. Xiaobao is only 7 years old. Suya was on her knees on the floor, sobbing her heart out hysterically. Her scalp was already broken from kowtowing so hard. Blood trickled down her forehead, mixed with the orange tear gas powder, making her look like a vicious ghost. What we used to have. I sneered coldly, when you made me wait for you in heavy rain for 4 hours. While you were drinking with some random guy at a bar. Did you ever think about our history? When you worked with those trash influencers to spread rumors and tried to blackmail me for my villa using your nephew's life. Did you ever think about our history? Right now you don't even have the right to mention those 2 words, creak. Bang! The dresser blocking the door was finally shoved completely aside, under the constant biting and ramming from the Komodo dragon. The master bedroom door gave one final overburdened groan. The hinge on one side of the door frame shattered completely. The wobbly solid wood security door tilted inward and crashed to the floor. That huge, slime-dripping Komodo dragon fully stepped over the threshold. Its massive body was fully exposed. To the Sue family's line of sight, it tilted its head up and let out a low, deep roar. Then it lifted its thick, strong limbs and crawled step by step towards Suya and Father Sue, who had completely lost all ability to fight back. Death had fully arrived at this very moment. The air in the master bedroom felt like it had frozen solid. That massive Komodo dragon flicked its scarlet forked tongue, its heavy limbs making creepy tapping sounds on the floor. It wasn't even hungry, actually. I had fed it not long before, after all. But the strong smell of blood in the master bedroom and the pungent smell of pepper spray put it in an extremely agitated, stressed state. It opened its jaws wide, revealing rows of sharp, tiny teeth. Saliva dripped onto the solid wood floor with soft plops. It didn't even lunge to bite anyone right away. Instead, it was like a cat toying with a mouse, slowly closing in on Father Sue, who was slumped on the floor. Stay away! Get off me, you beast! Father Sue didn't have a single trace left of the arrogance he had earlier when he swung an axe to chop the leopard statue for the offering. He was like a half-paralyzed, useless man, pushing himself backwards with both hands as fast as he could, until his back was pressed flat against the cold wall. The Komodo dragon lunged forward suddenly and bit down hard on Father Sue's leather shoe. Ah! Father Sue let out the most horrifying scream of his life, his whole body convulsing violently, his legs kicking wildly. The Komodo dragon hadn't bitten his flesh. It had only clamped down hard on the toe of his shoe. Then he pulled back hard. Dad Sue's leather shoe was ripped off violently. The monitor lizard shook its head and tossed the stinky, sweat-soaked leather shoe aside. It turned its head again. Its cold, dark yellow vertical pupils locked onto Dad Sue's ankle. Chen Feng, I'm begging you. Help, my dad's gonna get eaten. Suya was lying on the ground. Watching this horrifying scene, her mental defense completely shattered to pieces. She scrambled all the way right to the spot directly under the surveillance camera in the middle of the room. She didn't even care about the glass shards piercing her knees all over the floor. She was like a stray dog begging for mercy, kowtowing like crazy at the mic on the ceiling. Thud, thud, thud. The sound of her forehead hitting the floor was deep and loud. After just a few kowtows, her forehead was already covered in blood and gore. I know I was wrong, Chen Feng. I really know I was wrong. Everything is all my fault. I'll do whatever you want. I'm begging you, get this monster away. I don't want to die. I'm still young. I don't want to die. Suya cried until her voice went hoarse, her face covered in snot and tears, mixed with the orange-red tear gas powder. She looked as pathetic as she could possibly be. I sat in front of the screen in the hotel, watching this scene coldly. Picked up the mic next to me. My voice was calm without a single ripple. Want to live. Please, just tell me what to do. Suya felt like she'd grabbed the last lifeline. She looked up and stared hard at the camera. Fine, I let out a cold laugh. If you want to escape alive, you gotta show some sincerity when apologizing. I want your whole family to stand in front of the camera and confess every single disgusting thing you've done from the past till now. Every scheme you pulled against me one by one. Say all of them out loud. If you miss even one, or tell even a single lie, I'll turn off the surveillance, cut the internet cable, and let you get slowly gnawed down to skeletons in there. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. Suya had no dignity left at all at this point. She turned to the terrified Dad Sue and yelled, Dad! Get over here and kneel down now. Do you want to get bitten to death alive? Dad Sue was shaking like a leaf, scrambling over to Suya's side, and knelt down with a thud. As for Mom Sue, she had already fainted from fear long ago. Lying on the side unconscious, the older nephew on the bed also passed out, from blood loss and severe shock. Start now, my patience is running out. That lizard looks like it's hungry again. I pressed the record button. Suya took a deep breath, tears streaming down her face, and started speaking into the camera, making the most thorough confession of her entire life. I never actually loved you. I only dated you because you made a lot of money. You could satisfy my vanity. I treated you like an ATM. I spent your money buying bags for myself and buying a car for my little brother. It was pouring rain that day. I made you wait outside the mall for 4 hours. It wasn't because my phone died. I ignored your calls on purpose. I was hanging out with my guy, best friend at the bar drinking. I even made fun of you in front of him, saying you were a simp I could ditch whenever I wanted. And your graduation project. I actually let my 2 nephews mess it up on purpose. 'Cause I was jealous of you. You were so talented. You were about to join a top design institute. I was scared you'd become successful and dump me, so I made them destroy your hard work on purpose, then called you petty for being upset. I just wanted to mentally break you down, so you'd only ever care about me for your whole life. When she got to this point, Suya slapped herself hard on both cheeks, with 2 loud, sharp smacks. The corner of her mouth started bleeding from the slaps. I'm a bitch. I'm a selfish gold digger, Chen Feng. I'm not a human being. Keep going. I spat out 2 words expressionlessly. Suya was trembling and pointed at the blue folder on the floor. I stole the money from the company, too. I used my position at work to forge the official seal and supplier receipts. I transferred a total of 3.6 million yen from you over 3 years. I sent all of it to my guy best friend's shell company. Then we split it 50-50. I'm so sorry. I'll give you all the money back. Please don't call the cops on me. After hearing this, I let out a cold snort. Call the cops? The cops are already on their way right now. It's your turn. I called Dad Sue's name through the mic. Dad Sue trembled violently from fear. Tears streamed down his aged face, while slapping himself across the face and wailing loudly like he was at a funeral. I'm such a terrible person. I'm a greedy old fool who bit off way more than I could chew. I've always looked down on you. Thought you were just some dumb kid from out of town. That you had a few stinking bucks so you should spend it on my family. The reason we came to your villa this time is because Yaya said your place is worth tens of millions. We wanted to come while you were away, take photos, post them on Moments, and pretend we were rich. We lied to and paid the locksmith to come here. Then Xiaobao got bitten by the turtle in the water. I was going to call the police at first, but I just got greedy and lost my mind. Father Su slammed his fist hard against his chest, overwhelmed with regret. I thought since Xiaobao got bitten, those bites can't be for nothing. I wanted to use public opinion online to force you to give in. I wanted to blackmail you into giving me this villa. I even told my wife to let Xiaobao stay in pain a little longer. The more swollen his arm gets, the more money we can extort from you. I'm a total animal. I even schemed against my own grandson. Brother Chen, Mr. Chen, I'm begging you, sir. Spare our lives and let us go. Slap, slap, slap! The master bedroom echoed with the sounds of Father Su and Suya slapping themselves wildly across the face. Faced with the terror of death, they had spent their whole lives hiding their cruelty, vanity, greed, and malice. Was completely stripped bare, not a shred of dignity left. They finally realized the honest man they had trampled on and bullied wantonly, when pushed to the edge and shows his fangs, is a nightmare they can never handle. Right at this moment, outside the door of my hotel room, the sharp wail of a siren suddenly rang out. Right after that, my phone started ringing. It was the local police station calling. They had already used the police report and real-time location I posted online to split their force into two teams. One team came to find me. The other team has completely surrounded my villa. I hung up the phone and let out a long, slow breath into the microphone. Your attitude to apologize is pretty sincere. My voice echoed through the villa again. But I don't accept your apology. The one you should be repent to isn't me. It's the law. Su Yang lifted his head sharply, his eyes filled with desperate terror. What do you mean? You said as long as we tell the truth, you'll let us go, right? I did say I'd let you go, but I never said I wouldn't call the police. I let out a cold laugh. I tapped my finger on the smart home control panel on my phone lightly. A sharp, high-frequency ultrasound wave exploded in the master bedroom instantly. This is the animal repellent I installed in the walls a long time ago. The Komodo dragon that had been restlessly moving around heard the sound, as if it was terribly frightened. It immediately turned its huge body around and scrambled out of the master bedroom as fast as it could and crawled back into the corner of the study. As soon as the lizard left, the sharp siren rang out from outside the villa. The red and blue police lights lit up the pitch black night sky until it was as bright as daytime. Mr. Chen, this is the SWAT team of the Municipal Public Security Bureau. We have arrived outside your villa. Please lift the security lockdown of the house immediately. My phone transmitted the serious voice of the on-site police commander. Yes, officer. Thank you for your hard work. I pressed the unlock button. Rumble the titanium alloy. Explosion-proof roller shutters on both floors slowly lifted at the same time. Long-lost fresh air and the harsh glow of police lights flooded into that hellish master bedroom instantly. A few seconds later, the front door was forced open. A group of fully armed SWAT officers holding riot shields rushed inside. Right behind them were staff from the Animal Control Department, holding professional animal capture nets, as well as medical staff carrying first aid kits. Freeze! All of you, get down with your hands on your heads! Dazzling flashlights shone on the Su family members. Suya and Father Su were like a pile of mud collapsing onto the floor. They didn't even have the strength to lift their hands. When the cold handcuffs clicked around Suya's wrist, she finally completely broke down, letting out a desperate wail. Her eyes rolled back, and she passed out too. The medical staff quickly carried Sumu and the two badly bitten brats whose faces were unrecognizable onto stretchers, and rushed them to hospital for emergency treatment. As for Suya and Father Su, they were dragged out like dead dogs by two SWAT officers, straight out of this mansion that they had dreamed of seizing for their entire lives, and shoved into the flashing police car. Watching the last police officer on the monitor leave the villa and seal the door with an official notice, I calmly closed my laptop. This long, suffocating revenge spanning 2 lifetimes finally came to a complete end. 3 months later, the first instance ruling of the City Intermediate People's Court was officially issued, Because the evidence chain I submitted was extremely complete, from full-coverage high-definition surveillance footage to financial records and capital transaction statements, and ultra-clear audio and video of them personally, confessing their crimes in the master bedroom. The Su family didn't even have a chance to argue. Suya, standing in the defendant's box, had messy, unkempt hair and a gaunt, haggard face. She looked nothing like the stylish urban professional she used to be. The moment the judge read out the verdict, her legs gave out under her, and she collapsed straight to the ground. Suya was convicted of embezzlement, criminal trespass, and attempted extortion. For all the crimes combined, she was sentenced to 7 years in prison and a fine of 500,000 RMB. Suya's parents were convicted of criminal trespass and intentional destruction of property. They were sentenced to 3 years and 2.5 years in prison, respectively. The harshest part was the accompanying civil compensation. They went on a smashing rampage in the villa and destroyed a large number of my judicially authenticated Ming Dynasty blue and white porcelain, icy jadeite, and precious antiques. Total losses reached as high as 4.6 million RMB. They also had to cover repair costs for my villa's solid wood doors, leather sofas, and other furniture. The Su family simply couldn't come up with that much money. The court enforced the judgment according to law and seized all assets under their names. Their old, shabby, small apartment in the city center was forcibly sealed up and auctioned off. All the proceeds went to compensating my losses. The 2 brats survived after emergency rescue, but the older nephew's arm was left with severe nerve damage. The younger nephew's lower leg was also covered in horrible scars. With their parents in prison, and their grandparents and aunt also behind bars, these 2 previously lawless little tyrants could only be sent back to the countryside in the end, to be raised by their elderly, unemployed great-grandmother. The once snarky, mean-spirited, arrogant, and overbearing Su family that always leeched off others to benefit themselves was completely torn apart and wiped out entirely. As for those netizens who were led astray online to cyberbully me without knowing the full truth, faced with the official announcement and irrefutable evidence, they all quietly deleted their comments a long time ago. My social media account followers surged by several million overnight. My company's business also got a boost from the huge traffic brought by this plot twist, and directly tripled in volume. The day I walked out of the court gates, it was a bright, sunny, beautiful day. I took a deep breath of fresh air and felt more relaxed than ever before. All the heavy feelings from my past life, the gloom, humiliation, and resentment, seemed to be completely swept away by the bright sunshine. Evil always gets its just desserts, and I defended what was rightfully mine. I took out my phone and dialed the renovation company's number. "Hello, Mr. Lee. Yes, it's me. No need to do patch repairs on my villa? Clear out absolutely everything inside. Scrape off all the wall plaster. Rip up all the floors. I'm doing a full renovation. I want a brighter, more open and airy style." After hanging up the phone, I walked briskly to my sports car parked by the roadside, stepped on the gas, and drove towards my brand new, bright future where no one can tell me what to do.